For hundreds of years, icons have served as devotional objects, as vehicles to facilitate the transmission of prayer from the faithful directly to the holy persons depicted in the image. Seen as true likenesses of the holy persons represented, icons have occupied a unique ground between devotional objects, faithful portraits, and works of art.
It may sound surprising, but scholars have argued that the Egyptian mummy portraits, the Fayum, may be the distant predecessors of Byzantine icons. The Fayum were portraits of the dead, and like them, icons were also seen as portraits, as accurate physical likenesses of departed saints and holy figures. They were sacred portraits of those who made up the holy community of heaven. Just as in the richly decorated Orthodox churches, worshippers were encouraged to believe themselves in the presence of the divines. When they stood before an icon, viewers believed that they could see and communicate directly with the holy figures depicted.
In order to work in this way, icons had to be seen as true likenesses of the holy persons they represented. And a fabulous image to explain this Byzantine conception of the icon is the image of the Panagia or the Yitria, the image of the Virgin that leads the way. This was a highly venerated, miraculous icon depicting the mother and child, and it was believed to have been painted by the hand of the evangelist Luke himself. Held in the Odegon monastery in Constantinople, the Hodiyitria was an image of particular authority, because like the Gospels, it was linked to the hand of an evangelist, to the fact that St. Luke was believed to have painted this original image from life, recording the true likeness of the Mother of God as she held the Christ child in her arms. This legitimized not only the worship of this particular miraculous icon, but also all the copies of this venerated iconographic type, which carried within them the truth of the original. A powerful model for Byzantine artists, this iconographic type also had a particular impact on the iconography of the Virgin and Christ child in the West.
Two waves of iconoclasm rocked the Byzantine world for most of the 8th and the 9th century. Warring factors battled fiercely. They were divided between those who questioned the legitimacy of icon worship and those who defended icons.
But despite the widespread destruction of sacred images and the persecution of iconophiles, the friends of icons, icons emerged victorious from the iconoclast struggle in 842. They also came out stronger. Byzantine icon theory, which defended the worship of icons, was refined and crystallized as a result of iconoclasm, and the veneration of images became a key element of the Orthodox faith.
The main theological argument in defense of the icon was that the faithful did not pray to the icon, worshipping graven images, but through the icons. It thus became clear that for an icon to be successful as a vehicle of prayer, the likenesses of the saint depicted upon it had to be instantly recognizable. The figure of St. Mamas, much venerated on the island of Cyprus, is easily identified in icons by his beardless, youthful face, his wild hair, and his attributes, that is, the lion and the shepherd's staff. His facial characteristics are also legible, almost codified to enable immediate recognition. This would allow prayers to be transmitted through the icon directly to St. Mamas, saint protector of animals and shepherds.
Intriguingly, when Byzantine icons traveled west, the Byzantine stylization of facial features, with its ingrained significance for Orthodox belief in icons, became a powerful signifier of their holiness. This stylistic difference that set Byzantine icons apart from their Western devotional parallels thus made Byzantine icons all the more venerated in a Western, non-Orthodox world. Scholars have noted that images in the Maniera Greca, whether Byzantine or Byzantinizing, were sought after in the context of private piety in Catholic households. they also became powerful focal points of public veneration. Their distinct visual idiom enabled them to act as palladia, ascribed with a higher level of holiness from devotional imagery in the current style. Their presence in the West also meant that they served as powerful iconographic models for new images that revisited Byzantine iconographic types. This is largely the subject of the spectacular exhibition presented here at BOZAR.
Though tradition was important in Byzantine hagiography, the repetition of models and iconographic type was standard artistic practice. It is clear that new images and novel iconographic types were created to address specific needs. This double-sided icon of Cyprus depicts an unusual subject for portable icons. It is the story of Christ Elkomenos, led by his captors to the cross. Scholars believe that the subject matter was chosen because the icon was destined for the Church of the Holy Cross at Belendri, a village on the mountains of Cyprus. The artist is thus responding to specific requirements by his patron in this beautiful and unusual icon.
Byzantine icon painters were in fact also able to respond to the evolution of Orthodox liturgy and to contemporary religious debates and disputes. In the case of the Man of Sorrows, this powerful image of the body of Christ after the descent of the cross, depicted in the bold half-length format, this was a new iconographic type, and it seems to have evolved as a response to contemporary debates on the nature of the body and blood of Christ presented to the faithful during the Eucharist. It was therefore a visual response to a theological question that was a burning issue in the 12th century. From the 12th century double-sided icon from Castoria, presenting the dead body of Christ as King of Glory, to the famous Byzantine mosaic image in the Basilica di Santa Croce in Jerusalem, this iconographic type became a powerful influence, showing how ideas and iconography traveled across time and geographical space. Devotional objects of high religious significance essential as part of the liturgy, sacred portraits of holy persons created to facilitate prayer, Byzantine icons were certainly also appreciated for their beauty. In the words of Byzantine author and scholar and self-professed collector of Byzantine icons, Michael Tselos, I am rather attached to these faint pictures because they exemplify the painter's art.